So, hello YouTube, it's me again. Yay! So, I wanted to show you that I am wearing a different shirt. See, this is my Krusty Burger shirt. Don't we all love Krusty Burger? Remember The Simpsons? You know, the long forgotten Simpsons. I know everybody's into Family Guy now, but my heart will always belong to The Simpsons. So, and I mean, growing up, I played the tenor saxophone and I was a bit of a nerd, as you can always imagine. So I was a little bit Lisa Simpson-esque. I'm not gonna lie. Although I didn't have a Millhouse, but, you know, I suppose every girl has her Millhouse at some point. So, yeah, I know, I'm a very odd winker. So I wanted to do a rant today about people who don't respond back. Now, this has nothing to do with anybody in particular. It actually was a situation that occurred to me at work. So we deal with different companies. I told you I sometimes work for U.S. companies. I'm not going to name them because that's not, you know, as part of my contract. I can't name anybody, name any names or anything. So we deal with these American contracts, and I have to email these people and get information from them. And oh my God. So it takes them hours to email me back. Not days, not minutes, not, you know, seconds, hours. Like, I'm sorry, but you do the same job I do. I sit at a desk. And I mean, for the most part, I'm at my desk. Yes, I do some walking around. Yes, I do some floor support, but I take my phone with me. I'm one of the only people who's allowed to carry a cell phone for the purpose of text messaging, emailing, that sort of thing. Now, I'm not allowed to take pictures in the center as well because that's a violation of the security code, but I am allowed to text message and take calls and things. So if you are like me, and I mean, these are higher up executives than I am actually, so if you have your cell phone on you, and I know they do have their cell phones on them because they, you know, they'll constantly answer phones while they're on conference calls and stuff with us. So I know you have your cell phone on you, and I know you have this, we have this messenger service that we use to contact them as well. So I know you're checking this messenger because I see the activity. It's like, it's almost like Skype and MSN and what's the new one now? Facebook Messenger, where you can see somebody's typing. So I know that you're looking at my messages. I know that they've been read. So why aren't you answering me? And I mean, this goes back to life and relationships and stuff too. Like, why do I need a search party to contact somebody? Like, if I call you, and I'm pretty good with my phone, right? If you call me and you don't get me right away, be assured that within the hour, you will get a call back. Within the hour. If you message me and I can't answer you right away, within 10, 15, 20 minutes, you will receive a message back. Because I think it's rude. If somebody calls you or somebody messages you and you don't answer them, I think it's absolutely rude. Now, whatever it is that you want to say, like, you know, fuck off, or whatever it is that you're going to say to them, say it to them. But at least have the common decency to answer somebody. Because I'm the type of person, okay, because I'm a mother, right? And I mean, even before I was a mother, I was a bit of a warrior. And I say this to the girls all the time that work with me, you know, please let me know that if you're coming to work or not. And it's not just because I want to know if they're going to be there to do their jobs, because obviously that's important. But I want to make sure that you got somewhere safely. I want to make sure that you got home safely. I want to make sure that you got to work safely. Please just message me and let me know what time I'm supposed to expect you. That way. And I mean, I did this as a teenager, and my father had me do this even before cell phones. He would say, can you please call me when you get to wherever you are, so that if you go missing, I know where to send the police first, right? So they would make me tell them where I was going, what time I was expected to be back. And if I didn't come back at that time, my father would start looking at that place. So I had a friend, and let's call her Sally, okay? So I'd go to Sally's house, and I'd say, okay, Dad, I'm going to be back at 7 p.m. This is where what we plan to do. If we didn't have any plans, I'd be like, I'm going to Sally's house. I'll be back at such and such a time. If I didn't come back within 20 minutes of that time, because, you know, there's traffic and stuff, and I get that, and life happens. If I didn't come back within about 20 minutes of that time, my dad went to Sally's house first, okay? And he started looking at Sally's house. Sally wasn't actually her name, by the way. But he went to start looking at Sally's house, and that's where he sent the police first. So then they could start tracking me, right? Okay, where did they go from here? Where did they go from here? Has anybody seen them here? So this is the mentality that I have and I will have with my children. Okay, tell me where you're going to go. You don't have to tell me every single activity you're going to do. You don't have to tell me, okay, I'm going to take a shit at 3:15. I don't really need to know that kind of crap. But tell me, okay, I'm going over to Johnny's house tomorrow. And I'm going to be back at 3 o'clock. Okay, perfect. So you're going to Johnny's house. You'll be back at 3 o'clock. If I don't see you by 3:30, I'm starting to call Johnny's mother and be like, okay, have you seen my kid? Did they start walking home? What's going on? If Johnny's mother says, okay, no, they went to the mall. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the mall. Have you seen my son, Christopher? Okay. You saw my son Christopher at 4:30. Okay, where did he go from there? Okay, so he left the mall. I heard them say something about they're going to the library. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the library. So it gives me a paper trail of where you are, right? So that, and I say this to my young friend that I mentioned, tell me that you've arrived safely, because then I can say, okay, so Carla, I'm going to call her Carla because I'm not going to say her name. This is not obviously her name. Carla arrived at her home was supposed to arrive at her home at about 4:30. Carla hasn't sent me a message. So now I can send if I don't hear from her for about 5:30, then I can send the search party out. Or if I don't hear from her until the next day, okay, well, a police officer comes to me and says, okay, Carla's missing. Okay, so Carla's missing. This is where she told me she would be. And it's a peace of mind thing. And when I don't get a message from somebody in 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, or a phone call from somebody that I've messaged or called and left messages for, then I start to worry. And I'm like, oh my God, they're laying in a ditch dead somewhere. Like, let me know you're alive. Let me know that you're okay. And if you're like, okay, even if it's a message like, I'm busy right now, I'll call you later. Okay, I can deal with that. But don't just leave me hanging on a ledge wondering if you're dead somewhere, because that is a horrible, horrible feeling. And if, I've lived in the city my whole life. My parents taught me at least a little bit of street smarts about how to get around. My dad always used to let me, give me $5 and say, look, if anything else happens, you have $5 in your pocket. You can get a payphone. You can, at that time, get a cab. Always keep a little bit of money on you all times, just in case something was to happen and you got stuck somewhere. You at least have this money to get you to somebody who can help you, right? Even if it's like, oh, well, I'm parched and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I can't get anywhere, and oh my God, there's a store I can at least buy myself a bottle of water or a bottle of juice or something, at least, something. So you would have this money. And that's what I'm going to do. In their backpacks, they're too young for money right now. But in my mom's car, she doesn't know it, I put a $20 bill in her glove compartment. So that if she ever gets stuck and she's looking, because what happens to you when you get stuck somewhere in your car? The first thing you do is open your glove compartment for whatever reason, flashlight, whatever. You open your glove compartment because that's what panic people do. So when she opens her glove compartment and she's run out of gas, she's going to see this $20 bill is going to fall out of her glove compartment and be like, oh my God, there's $20. I'm going to go get my gas. I can get home. That's what I do for people. If you ever have a car and you ever drive me anywhere, you will find $20 usually in your glove compartment. And I know there's going to be somebody who's going to check and he's not going to find it in there, but trust me, he will find it in there at some point. I always do this because he's always looking at me when I'm in the car, so I don't get to put the money in. But I will do this at some point. I always make sure that people are taken care of because I want to make sure that everybody in my life that I love, that I like, even people I don't really like. I mean, there's obviously, everybody has their enemies and their frenemies and whatever. Even people I don't like, I make sure that they're taken care of. So, that's what I mean. If you're going to communicate, like if I'm going to communicate with you and I'm going to take my time to write a message or send you an email or call you or Facebook message you. I don't use Facebook Messenger, by the way. But if I'm going to take that time, at least have the time to respond. So that's my rant about people and communication and, excuse me, about being prompt in answering somebody. So, yeah. So I will see you again, YouTube. Bye!